Well, hi there. My name is Tanya Javin, and I am coming to you from Victoria's Bridal in Edmundston, New Brunswick. And I want to open up our time today by speaking about what happens when sales get quiet. We are a wedding boutique, and if you have a wedding business, a wedding store, wedding boutique, wherever you are, you may have some interest, or maybe you desire to begin a boutique and you want to know some of the things that you may encounter in the season like this, that where a store begins to experience less sales. And that is very critical because the store is open because of the sales, and we have to keep the store open by promoting the sales to come in. But there are dry seasons throughout the year. There are peak seasons of selling dresses and bridal accessories and all the different things for a wedding. But there are times when you encounter no sales or few sales. You may make the sales, but not as big as, say, selling a gown. And so you want to look at a few things when we encounter such a thing. Number one, as a boutique owner, I have only been in wedding for 2 years, but I've been in business for maybe about 9 years now. But it's a very different thing because I had jewelry and then I had clothing. But when you deal with the wedding boutique, the wedding arena, it's a completely different thing. You want to focus in and just really drive certain, key products. Here we have the main product is a bride's dress and the accessories, her accessories, and then we have other products around that. And so going back to dry seasons of sales, quiet seasons of sales, we want to look at that because the dry season doesn't necessarily mean that it is a bad thing. Of course, we'd like to always have sales, but that's not always going to happen in a season that seems to come the same. It cycles around the same in your area. For you, it may be a particular time down in the year. For us, it's now, and it happened last year. But this year, I began to take a different approach and saw that I was adding value to the store. And I want to share that with you because even as if you're just going into it, you may be shocked at it. I am not shocked at it because I had stores before, with other seasons of silence, and you have to, really strengthen yourself by doing other things that could help the store move forward. So we're going to look at 3 things today. The first thing you need to do is to recognize that season that comes around where sales become quiet. You must always know exactly when that begins to, digress. Sales digress. They just, become quiet and they lay down and put a blanket over them and say, I'm going to bed. But, and sometimes you just have to laugh about it because, it just is what it is. And every area, you may not have a dry season. Maybe you're year round, you're constantly selling, and that's amazing. But if it's not, what do you do? And so the first thing, recognizing that it does come around, it gives you an opportunity to prepare. You get yourself ready as a team, whether you're solo, if you're beginning like me. Even though I have helps every now and then, I really don't need a big team. I have a small boutique and it runs quite well with me being here, with everything else around me. And so I want to just say to you that every time now that it comes to this place where it begins to slow, now I know what to do, because this was the year of really testing what I was going to do. As the sales begin to slow down, the summer was great, and people came in prior to that to get their gowns, and even during the summer to get veils and things like that. But what happens when it slows down? What do? Just stand there and look around, or you just keep dusting? No. There are other things that we can do. The second thing I would say and suggest strongly, if you're in a season where the sales have become quiet, and that is to promote. That's the number two thing, promoting. You want to promote as much as possible, promote differently. If you've never made promotion in a different way, where maybe you promote through a different source, could be in a different area that surrounds the radius. You want to promote by running discounted sales. It makes a big difference when you're in a dry season. You can mark down some sales, some things for sale, and begin to promote that with your promotions of the store. It is definitely, a time where people will also rethink. Maybe they were thinking of coming to your store in another season, maybe later, but because you're running your promotion now in your dry season, then you will now get customers. You will awaken desire in your clients to come and to see what is happening in your store. Mothers of the bride coming in. I don't know what kind of store you have. You can let me know where you're coming in from. What's your name? What kind of a store, how long you have been in business. And so it does, going back to promotion, it does help to discount things and to help people to be able to afford, even as they plan for their wedding the following year. We are in this, coming fall, trees are beginning to change and everything. And so this is my slow. August, September is our slow. And that's going to be the time where we promote and we discount and we do another thing. And this is something that I believe that we should all do. Even as we get into that slow season, you have to begin to plan, have a little plan for yourself, map it out with your team, brainstorm with your team. What can we do for promotion? What can we do with discounts? But thirdly, this is something that we all need to do. So the third aspect of what do you do when sales go quiet, the third thing is you create. And that's a loaded statement which I've just made, because there's so many things. You say, well, what should I create? It depends on what kind of store you have. There are many boutiques and wedding stores out there, but we don't all sell the same thing. For us, I'm selling mostly gowns and the accessories, the jewelry that goes with it, some gifts. I have a variety of things that's in my store. And so therefore, in this season, you can become creative. It's not a time to buy right now, because it's a season where sales are not being made, especially for those who are just getting into business with the wedding business. Don't even try to buy and spend what you got. You keep what you have and you become creative. Maybe you could spend a little bit to cause the creativeness of what you are doing to make it possible, but not to spend so much that you'll have such a loss. In this time, you want to create something that's going to increase the value of the store, improve the appearance of the store. It's going to also give you an opportunity to think more deeply concerning the vision of what you want to sell in that store and how you want it to be presented to your clients that come into the store. That is definitely something I try to be very creative in the presentation, to changing things and making things look very different and just a fresh new style in the windows. There's so many different things that you could do, but I want to just share what we're doing right now. Because I do, uh, encourage creating bouquets. Not, I don't custom as at this time, but we do create floral arrangement bouquets, just floral pieces, and we place them in the stores. If people like it, they can buy it. And that's how we are. We're a small boutique, but there's a little bit of everything that you can find here at this boutique. And so in this season that we're in right now that I'm talking to you, it's a real-time thing. I have become even more creative concerning the arrangements that's in the store. I decided to improve upon them and to become even more active and increase their value. For example, this is one of them that I've done. I'm going to bring it closer to you. Just really, just very fresh, sweet bouquet, just arrangement, I should say. Really creating. Here's another one, very fresh, just darling, you know. And this is a time where you just, your mind is not everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with a slow season. Can only mean that you're going to get better. You're only going to produce even more quality items because you have the time. When you're rush and there are people coming in and brides setting appointments and you've got to meet this person because she's 30 minutes, she comes in late, and then you have to make sure you get things in before the next one comes. You don't want to disappoint. But now you have an off season where you're not buying, you're creating. And so this is the season to do something that maybe you've never done. Push yourself to learn more. If you do flowers, learn floral making in a different way. Maybe you want to change the range of colors that you normally use, not the whole entire palette, but you want to maybe add fresher colors depending on the seasons that you're in and the preferences, that's there for the year. And, you find that a certain color seems to stick out when a bride asks for a gown or, for their mom or whatever. It just seems that color keeps coming up. Maybe you would want to make some arrangements in those colors. I have just precious arrangements which I made, and it comes easy for me. I don't know how it comes for others, but it really, here's another one I want to show you. This one is just so darling. It's a nice cylindrical vase, and it is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous, and it's fresh. It has motion, and I don't know if I would have the time. If there were so many people coming in, I would just not even bother. But this is the season where sales are quiet, and so therefore it's a season where we can become more creative and we can add such a beautiful touch to our store because of what is happening right now, or what is not happening, but something is happening. Your store is becoming more valuable, more beautiful in appearance, and it is being made ready for the next brides that will walk in for the upcoming new year. And so you're not at a loss if you see it from this perspective. And at the same time, you're still promoting, you're still getting things out there to catch the eyes of those who are going to be married very soon. So, but at the same time, we have to be realistic. Instead of being silent, with the traffic that is silent and quiet, the sales being quiet, you make some noise with what you're creating and what you're advancing your store with your hands. Use your hands. If you're an outsourcing store, you don't always have to outsource. You can insource. You can find things that are sitting, stock that is sitting there. Nobody bought it. You thought that they would. And instead of just having it sit there, look at it and see how you could improve on it. Put it on the table, your table, and begin to talk to your team, brainstorm, and see what can we do to improve the value of this and promote that. If you're in promotion season now, what you created is a time for you to promote that and create it quickly. Go right ahead and just begin to do something, do a new thing, you know. And so this is an opportunity for you to still make some gains in a time where traffic is not as frequent as it used to be and sales are not as high as they could be. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us here at Victoria's Bridal. It's always a pleasure to come on and to share the secrets that we are using in order to advance ourselves and grow, and we grow together as a community. Please help us by giving us a like, a heart, subscribe to us so you can have more of what we're doing here, even as we journey in our growth at Victoria's Bridal. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Tanya at Victoria's Bridal.